Hello, everybody, and welcome back for a little Jays talk. Today, we're going to be talking about the Blue Jays' 2-1 victory over the Minnesota Twins, which clinched them the Golden Grapefruit. Yes, it is a real thing now. We're also going to get into an aging star that came back and looked fantastic today. But before we get into all that, please drop a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It does great things for the algorithm and helps the channel grow. So, we'll start things on the hitting side. Will Wagner, 0 for 3. We already know what Will Wagner is. It's just a countdown to the regular season at this point. The noteworthy thing was he did get the start at third base, which I did like to see. That's definitely a position where he could force management's hand and get into the lineup a lot more significantly there. And it also frees up your DH spot, obviously, for guys like Alan Roden and Anthony Santander and things like that. Just makes a lot more lineup configurations possible. The more guys you can cycle through defensive positions and have yourself feel good about it, you know? Dalton Varsho, DH, we've already heard he's going to be on the injured list to start the year, which is kind of a shame. But you know what? Getting his defense back in center field is the top priority for the team right now, and that makes total sense because he is so phenomenal out there. So let him continue to rest, continue to work on his arm strength, continue to build up, and we'll see him in a week or two as the everyday center fielder, and I think that is a smart call. Tyler Heineman went 2 for 2. He won the backup catcher's job, so congrats to him. And if he could turn it around with the bat a little bit, like just give you anything at all, he's competent behind the dish and he's competent with the pitching staff, and the management team likes him because they've signed him back 3 or 4 times now. So yeah, if he can give you anything at all with the bat, that's all gravy on top. Alan Roden did Alan Roden stuff. He's going to finish this spring looking phenomenal, and he has truly put his best foot forward. He has... he's really probably been the most impressive out of anybody, prospect or not. He's been outstanding. So yeah, there's nothing too much that I could say about Roden outside of just great stuff there. Miles Straw worked 3 walks. He's really put his best foot forward as well, and I would not be surprised to see him on the opening day roster. With that being said, Stuart Burrow batted behind him, and I think he's probably not long for the Major League roster. I think we'll hear shortly that he's being sent down or maybe being part of a trade or DFA. I don't think they'll DFA him. I think it'll likely be like a trade or some sort of move like that, but you never know at this time of year. Reiner Nunez played first base. I really like him. He's got a lot of pop. He swings hard. Not a bad depth piece to have. I think that he provides some good organizational depth with the guys like Palmegiani, Terada, guys like that. Just some good power down there in the minors, and guys that if they ever did have to come up for a stint, you wouldn't feel terrible about because they've shown what they can do against Major League pitching in the spring. And, they've already got seasons behind them in AAA. Stefanik, I like him, but, he hasn't done enough this spring. We won't hear much about him, I don't think, this season, unless something really drastically changes or, there's a big sell-off at the deadline or something like that. But, he had a good showing this spring. Not great, not enough to earn a spot. But, he'll be nice depth if we can keep him. And then Rivera played shortstop. And again, he's just another guy we won't hear much about in the regular season. On the pitching side of things, though, something that really stood out. We've been worrying about Max Scherzer for the last week or so, ever since we heard about this thumb injury flaring up again. And I understand that the game itself isn't when the injury typically pops up. It's more to do with the recovery time. So that's still going to be a question after this game. He did look outstanding in the game itself, though. And it was against a pretty loaded Minnesota Twins lineup. He wasn't mowing down minor leaguers. Like if you saw Kevin Gausman's numbers today, they were outstanding against the minor leaguers. I think he had 10 strikeouts in 5 innings. This was against, Wallner, Correa, Buxton, Larnach, like pretty well the Twins starting lineup. So there was not an easy path, and he went out and looked unreal. 4 innings, 4 Ks, 1 walk. He hit 95 with his fastball. He sat, 91, 92, 93 a lot of the time as well, but he looked fantastic. All of his breaking pitches looked good. So now it's just a matter of wait and see how the thumb heals up for the next day or two. And he's a guy where I'm thinking about this year and I'm going, man, if we could just get him through 20 starts and keep him healthy come playoff time, I think that's a big win for the Blue Jays. I don't expect him to make 30 starts, and I don't think he has to either. I think he'll provide high quality innings, however many we can get, and it's just a matter of trying to limp him through the season, 5 inning outings or whatever they come up with to try and accomplish that. He could be a real X factor for us down the stretch and potentially into the postseason should we make it. Gowdy came in after him. He's put an all right spring training together. He ends up with a 5.4 ERA. I don't know if he'll pitch anymore. He's probably just going to be sent down and just be a depth piece. But he's looked okay. I won't bash on him too much. Robertson, good showing today. 2 innings pitched, 1 strikeout. Not much to talk about. And then Todd. I actually didn't watch the last inning, so I didn't see Todd pitch. I don't know really anything about him at all, so I'll reserve comment. But yeah, that was a quick recap of the game today. Got some starters in there. Saw Wagner back at third base. Saw Roden just continue to be Alan Roden. And if he doesn't get on the opening day roster, I'm not sure what else he could have done. Miles Straw, another guy that was competing for those last couple spots, looked fantastic. And then on the pitching side, just seeing Max Scherzer back healthy, mowing down batters. And like I say, now we just wait on his health. But what did you guys notice today? Any thoughts, any concerns, any comments on, how the roster is shaping up down the stretch here? Leave a comment below and let me know, all right? We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.